Well, hello, listeners. It is me, Zapph. I'm your host, and I hope you're doing great tonight. Make sure to tuck yourself in, get comfortable, and drift away with the news that we have for today. There has been a surge of doctors relocating to a small town, and for a good reason. Apparently, the demand for cranial nerve exams has skyrocketed for about 1200%. Isn't that crazy, listeners? Why would our citizens request that many cranial nerve exams? We don't even have that much people. One of our interns managed to contact Dr. Givi, who has recently moved in and now works for the Central Hospital on its third floor. She said the medical community is now trying to get the mayor to build another hospital just for cranial nerve exams, as there is no way one building is enough. Listeners, there's something wrong with this, but I cannot quite put my finger on it. A friend of mine who is obsessed with a healthy lifestyle and whatnot mumbled lemon, mint, strawberry, and coffee. And when I asked him what he was onto, he said, "Those are the scents Dr. Heather will use for my cranial nerve exam later today." I wonder, can he now foresee the future after all these cranial nerve exams? Is that what happens when you take a lot of them? I may start doing it too. If that's the case, a radio journalist that can see into the future should always have the upper hand when it comes to breaking news. So I'm gonna look into that. More on this later. If you ever feel the urge to eat a normal-sized meal at a normal restaurant, then come to Johnny's Pizza Corner, the most average pizza in the whole town. Well, actually, that's the only pizza in the whole town. Johnny's Pizza Place, it's pizza. And we're back. I hope you're still awake. Let's see what I have here, if I can find that paper. Oh, okay, what's this? A mysterious note just flew in through the window, listeners. It was signed by our beloved mayor, from what I can see. And this only happens when an important announcement has to be made. So I'll read it out loud. Here I go. Dear citizens, cranial nerve exams are now prohibited, and every cranial nerve exam doctor in town has to move back to where they came from. Citizens are not allowed, and I repeat, not allowed to mention this incident, and you should forget about cranial nerve exams altogether. They have never existed. They have never existed. What is a cranial nerve exam? I don't know. Listeners, I don't seem to remember what we were talking about a second ago. Do you? I don't think you should. Anyways, we have more news. Let's get right to that. Good news. Okay, I found it. Good news to the droids and droidettes in our town. Dr. Tangles, a specialized technician and droid surgeon, has arrived today and is all set to perform various technical procedures on our droid citizens as soon as possible, that is. He declared, "I'm eager to test the new tingulation module on the droid citizens. That said, I'm kind of sad that Dr. Stanley wasn't allowed on the plane. Why is there a policy against rubber ducky doctors?" he said. The journalist then proceeded to explain how one massive rubber ducky declared war to our city a couple of years ago and tried to block the entrance to the city hall by shooting soap bubbles to whoever passed by. A harmless yet annoying act, you may think, but no rubber duckies have been allowed on the city ever since. We're sure Dr. Stanley, as a professional in tingulation techniques, knows how important this visit is for the droid population and wouldn't mind not coming as long as Dr. Tangles is allowed to continue his technical procedures. Fun fact, if you ever wondered why we give our kids rubber turtles instead of ducks for bath time? That is why. Oh, okay. Listeners, one of our interns just told me that we have a phone call from the massive rubber ducky himself. Quite a legend, huh? Let's see what he has to say. Hey, hello there, massive rubber ducky. This is Zapph and you're live on the radio. Okay. Oh, fine, but why would that be? I see. Yeah. And do you think there's a way to reconciliate after that? Oh, and just for the record, what do you think about the rubber turtles? Okay, well, if you look at it from that perspective, it all makes sense. You'll need to promise, though, to stop declaring war to the city and to stop shooting soap bubbles randomly if you were ever allowed to re-enter. I'm not saying that's going to happen, though. That's something the mayor has to do. But if that's the case, you should promise that's not going to happen again. Are you okay with that? Yeah, good. If that's it, then have a great day. Isn't that great, listeners? Having impromptu interviews like that takes me back to when I was a radio host student at the city's university for radio hosts. Not many students there, but they would randomly throw you into an integration room and ask you where the hell something was, teaching you to be ready at all times. Old times, good times. That's what I always say. Okay, let me see this. Oh, now a musical piece by someone who is definitely not me with a ukulele improvising. Quite a funny band name, huh? Let's see what they have for us. You may think I'm still the radio host, but I'm not, I tell you I'm not. The mayor has me locked in this building, and I cannot leave. Send help, please, and I would really, really love to be sleeping, just like a lot of you are right now. Send help. Hey, that was a pretty good song. Let's see if we can interview them sometime later. As for today, I think that's it for the news. We'll try to keep you posted if anything comes up. But for now, try to get to sleep. Have a good day. And remember, send help. Bye-bye. Have a great night.